What's going on, my friends? I am here at the property here. I'm going to do my borate treatment here today. Last video, I mentioned that we got the house on foundation. That's great. I think that is still stoked about that, but I still have a challenge. One thing, the challenge I have is I've got some PA straps that are stuck under some wood. I think I showed on the last video some of the predicaments I'm into. I got about 5 straps, 6 total, the front and the back. The front and the back, I know what I need to do to get that fixed. I just need to notch out some wood. But this stuff right here is Boracare. This right here is your mold mildew treatment. You want to get both of these. It's about $146 for the bottle, but it's worth it. $60 more than the regular Boracare because you want that mold mildew treatment. This is more than enough to treat this house. This one thing would have done everything I needed in the house, but good old me gets nice and eager and impatient and decides to waste half a gallon of this or more to do just the inside. But I am, however, it's not a bad thing, it's actually a good thing to do. I am, however, going to go do the inside again. So this stuff comes out thick. Watch a lot of videos on this. There's not a ton of them, but you've got one. Matt Reisinger does a good video on this. So Matt is the guy on this, and there's one other. And let him show you how to mix it and things you need. I'm in a Tyvek suit. I'm going to have some goggles and a respirator because I'm being under my house getting that done. So the goal today is to do the Boracare, measure for my steps. I think I got to get my lawnmower out here and cut down some grass a little bit. We're going to get that done. So let's see what we can do. How are you, my friends? And we're back. I just met the plumbers. They're getting started here today. The plumber is getting his rough out and everything done. I didn't realize that I was going to have to get him a shower valve today, but he said when he does the pan, because the shower pan delivery and all, it's been set back, which is going to be a challenge when Lowe's delivers that, because I have to be there when that thing's delivered and all that stuff inspected. But that's okay. He'll get all that done when they do the pan. But we got a couple of small challenges, but you know, with the drain line and stuff and a couple of things, but that's nothing. These guys, Josh is as good as it gets, and he's going to be able to get the plumbing done. And like I said before, whether you're building a bigger house or what I'm doing, it's a tiny home. There's some things that's just like building a house that you're going to have to do. You're going to have to hire certain contractors. You definitely, in most states, I know South Carolina, by law, unless you're a licensed, insured electrician and have your credentials, you have to hire the electrician. And in my situation, I'm pretty sure I needed to hire the plumber. It's best that I hire the plumber in this situation. I'm glad I did, because some of the challenges we've got I wouldn't even have thought about. Some of the things he's going to do. So once I get everything insulated under the house and everything's done, I'm going to have to wrap pipes, water pipes under the house and get all that insulated. But everyone has to do that. So what? But I left the door open, let them do their thing. They'll lock it on the way out. But everything is good for them today. Once I get the shower pan in, he'll come back. He'll knock that out, because that's a little bit of a procedure with mortar and everything he's got to do to level on that floor. The floor, and when they say a hair out of square, the floor is pretty much level. But they do the mortar base for making sure there's no leakage, no water, and to hold that pan down and make sure everything is level. So there's like 3 points to that to make sure everything is done with that shower pan. Got to make sure that's done. We're going to do kind of a rainbird setup, but it's coming out the wall, not the ceiling. It's going to come over and down, not really shooting at an angle from the wall. Because it's a corner shower, we don't want water shooting straight to the doors, any leaking outside the door, water splashing. I guess depending on the situation, probably wouldn't make much difference, but I'm going to do the round rain bird type setup and go that route. I think it'll be a lot easier. But I've got to get the shower valve. I didn't realize it, but I got to go get it. So we'll probably do that today, because I've got to go get the materials for my steps today. That's another thing. I was out there at Lowe's yesterday. They calculation was a little bit separate than I thought, measuring for my steps, and I think he said just your total rise from the top of your 2x12 where you're going to do to the ground, we had about 35 inches. The risers on each step is about 7 inches, so I believe you take that, divide it by 7, you get 5 steps. 7 and 5 is 35. So a 5-step riser is probably going to do the trick here. So I've got to get the stringers, 5-step stringers, not risers, I'm sorry. I've got to get the 3 stringers, 2x12s, brackets, and some other stuff to get the steps done and get all that prepared for. It's one thing at a time, folks. We'll get it. But I want to take advantage of this as much as possible while we do not have rain. So other than that, we'll see what Josh and them do. We get the shower in. Hope all's a smooth process with that. And once Josh is done and out of there, get my electrician in there and get him started. And see where it goes, folks. That's all we can do. Okay, I'm back again. I got a car full of wood here. I've got my stair stringers, the 5-step stringers. Seem like they're going to work. Cross your fingers. With all my measurements and everything, I set it up in Lowe's, 32 inches high. It's 35 inches high. I've got 3 inches to play with. The paver, when it steps up, gives me 2 inches. As long as I've cleared the bottom of that 2x12, which I will, I get the hangers on there. I've got a couple inches room. It's fine for the top tread of the steps. So we've got our treads. I've got the stringers. I've got the drywall, the decking screws, the hangers. I've got the lag screws to bolt from the stair stringer into the 4x4 pole. So I'm headed to get all this to the house. Take another inventory of what I need. I know I need some pavers. I need some fast setting quickcrete, which I'll get right before I do this. And I'm missing something. I don't know I am. And I'll realize it when I'm there working on it. But if it's at the hardware store across the street, it's more expensive than Lowe's, but I'll go over and get it, you know. I need to kind of do some business with those guys anyway to support it in that town. It's expensive a little bit more, but you know something? Supporting that local business, folks, and that really is important, man. Support your local business. These big box stores, man, we can't be in a world where it's all just big box stores, guys. Really, we can't. It's not fair. It's not right. It's not good for our economy. Because small businesses make up for about 75-80% of our economy. Of course, if we don't start realizing that, big box stores are going to make that. Amazon's going to make up that. So, but anyway, we're going to get these steps in. I'm still fighting the PA straps. I'm still trying to find the right. I think I need to get a really long screwdriver and some sort of a tool where I can get some leverage on it. It's going to take some strength and some leverage. A couple of them, I may have mentioned that I spoke to the builder, the 2x6s on the front and the back edge that are coming in. He said you could take those out completely. They were just for the machinery to lift the house. You don't need those anymore. You can take them out. So that should work. As I was saying before my phone interrupted me, for whatever that was worth, I don't even know what I was saying. But anyway, we're going to get these stairs done. But what I was talking about is I've got to find some leverage on this PA straps. I can get those 2x6s cut out of there, get the straps in the center on, bolt those in. There's 3 done. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. I may have more than 6, 7 straps, I swear, but we're gonna get it. But be it that it may, the centers will get done. Those aren't for really lift, those are for just support, for engineering. The side ones are the ones that are giving me the fit. And I may have to get a sander, maybe sand down some corners to get that strap out of the way. It's just some leverage to twist those things, man. And if any of you happen to be watching, by the time I record this video in September of 2023, if you have any insight on how to get some leverage on those PA straps, and that's the straps coming out of my concrete foundation bolting my house down. Those things are strong. Easy way to get them twisted and pulled. How to get a hook and get some leverage on them. I'm just going to kind of use my brain, and maybe my brain can supersede strength. Sometimes it happens. you get enough leverage on something that can give you enough strength. Not always, though. But anyway, I want to get all this rounded up and see what we can do. Let's see what we can get done, folks, shall we? All right, so here's all the wood for the steps. It's my shower head there, my mowing. I'm going the traditional route on this. It's not gonna be a rain bird overhead, but it'll be just fine. Hell, isn't the end of the world. Been using traditional all my life. I'm good with it. So with that said, plumber got most all the rough out done except the pan. There's my sewage line there coming my drain. It's a very unique thing that's going to have to happen here. My drain line is going to have to come out here a little bit. It's going to be exposed into the ground, and it's going all the way out. And I think man, I hope he's not digging up my driveway, but I think he may have to dig my driveway up right here and go all the way across to get to that. So, again, not the end of the world. I have to bring in some more gravel, but that's a part of construction. When you have one plan and it gets twisted, you just got to go to plan B and, if all else fails, try again, hell. So I'm going to go in here and see what else they did by getting all of this. All the water lines, actually, they're coming in. There's my water line. It's going to be coming in here. It's just going to be underground a few inches and just go into the house right here. So that'll be where my water line is. Water line's coming in, and it's all under the house, not all in the walls. It's just going up at points where it's needed. There's where my faucet is right there on the house. And exactly where I needed it to be. And you see the drain line for the house, the toilet flange, and all points of everything lead, as you can see, they all lead to that drain. It's all gravity fed. My washer and dryer back here against the wall. I will need to, somewhere right in here in the back, I'll need to cut a hole with a hole saw and get my dryer vent. And then I'm going to cap it off because I won't be using that. I'm going to do an all-in-one ventless combo washer and dryer for small loads. And see how that works. Let's hope it does. But I've got a lot of work to do. All right, so as you can see, that's where the sink and the drain's going to be. I need to remind him as a refrigerator water supply, we're going to have to connect that for the fridge. But he did the basic. He'll finish up the rest later. But he'll have to get the shower pan done. There's water to that. Water for the toilet flange, bathroom sink, washer, dryer. I do need to remind him about the water for the refrigerator. And nothing crazy intricate, folks. Basic plumbing, this is nothing for them. They got it done in a few hours, but I do need to remind him about that. So today today's goal here is to prepare everything I need, because I'm taking the whole day, spending my whole day tomorrow at the property from as early as I can till late in the day. I've got a lot to do. One, we got to get the steps on the house. Two, we got to fight to get those straps done, one way or the other. What I did was I've got some chain and some other hooks to try to get some leverage on that and see what we can do here. I may end up having to call somebody with some strength and know-how to help me get those straps up. But one way we're going to get it. I got an oscillating tool, battery powered. I'm going to end up with a bunch of damn tools that I won't ever use, but I'll have them in a tote if I need them. And it's all those Bauer battery powered tools from Harbor Freight. The battery costs more than the tools, but the tools were, $46, and I've got a $10 wood oscillating blade. It's going to work beautifully to get that piece on the floor with the doorway notched out and get the wood notched out of those corners under where the straps are. So pray that works. One way or the other, we're going to get resolved on that deal. So that's my goal tomorrow. So my goal today is to get everything ready. I got to go get some hex bits. And knowing my luck, I probably have some already. I got all kinds of dang bits. I just don't have time to go hunting and pecking and trying to guess what I may or may not have. I know I have odds and ends of some, but I need to get a set that specifically says I need a 5/16 and I need a 1/4 inch hex bit. The 1/4 inch hex bit is to get the the screws for the SD screws for the brackets, for the hangers for my stair treads. The 5/16, excuse the phone. The 5/16 is for the timber lock bolts. I need to back out, try to get those out and done that are stuck inside there where they were screwed into those skids. I gotta get all those nails up and out of the way. So be cognitive of that, because when I get up in there to insulate, I don't want to hit my head on that. I'm always ducking. I've had to hammer up these nails the best I can, and those timber lock screws are tough. They don't bend that easily with a hammer. They're tough. You can wiggle them and try to nail them out and back them out and then unscrew them, because there's a gap there and then there's threads. It pulls in and then it pulls the whole bolt in. So, but be it that it may. But I also need to make sure I have a socket to get those lag screws. They're about a 1/2 inch, and that hex 1/2 inch might be what I need to drill in when I go from the stair stringer through to that 4x4 pole tomorrow. So got to make sure I get everything rounded up, because I want everything in place so I can spend my day concentrating on getting those steps. Today I may run up there and see if I can get those pavers level again. I'm going to have to go about a 1/2 inch down and try to get them level and on that, and then I can get some plastic under there and get everything set into motion. So when they're level, I've got to make sure that the foot of those stair treads are flat onto those pavers. So we'll get it done. So other than that, we'll see what we can get done. What's up, folks? We're out here this morning. We're gonna make a day of this, man. My goal today is to get these steps done and these PA straps. That's gonna be my goal here today. I've got a lot on me. I got some stuff inside the house. I gotta grab all the hangers. We gotta get all this stuff done. I got Quikrete. And hopefully everything for whatever it's worth. We can get this stuff done here. If I have no interruptions, and all is well. My goal today is to get these steps and work on these PA straps. Hope and pray we can get this done. Just cross fingers that we get this done. So we get that done, and then the rest is plumber and electricity and getting things prepped. I've got some framing to do inside, not like major framing, but just put corners and stuff in, stuff like that. We'll get it done. So let's see what we can get done here today. Can't get anything done today without a level, square, whatever that's worth, and a little yardstick, a little bit more than a yard. Man, let me tell you, I hadn't worked with a post hole digger in about 22 years. When I built my fence on the first house I bought back in 2001, I swore I'd never do that shit again. It's an old post hole digger the guy behind me had. I said, that will work fine just to get this done. The shovel, I couldn't get it deep enough. 18 to 20 inches in the ground. So, but if you can look, when you build these steps, these 4x4 posts, as soon as the Quikrete dries and everything settles, I'm going to take those lag screws and we're going to bolt 2 of them per post in, and I'll get that third one in. So let this stuff settle. I could be doing something else while that stuff settles for a couple hours. So. Alrighty, well, I'm going to let this stuff set for about an hour or so or more. I'm going to go grab something to eat, chill out for a few, and then come back and try to get these straps. See what we can do. So I'm gonna take a little break, eat me a hamburger. And if you know by now, me, I eat it without the buns. That's the only way to do it. That's the best way to do it. The bread is what's bad for you. But hey, didn't work for me. Doesn't agree with me, but it's all good. But getting the steps done, I got to do that. Once the concrete settles, I'm gonna get the bolts in those 2 4x4s and then put the treads on. The steps are done. And my next challenge is yet to come. I've got the rest of the day to work on these straps to try to get this stuff resolved. And if I can't get anything done here, I'm gonna have to get somebody to help me get those things undone. I have got to get those straps bolted. Building inspector comes in there, it's not gonna be good if they're not all bolted on, at least on the sides, they're not all bolted. Created another challenge right where the center stair stringer is for the steps. And these are the things you're gonna, if you do this yourself like I'm doing, these are the challenges you're gonna come across, you know. You just have to take a deep breath and just know that it's one way or the other you'll get through it. Some challenges. But where the center stair tread is, a PA strap is right there. I'm gonna have to kind of kick it over, twist it to the side, and maybe try to angle it, and I'll bolt it through between the 2 stair treads. Either way, it gets bolted into the floor joist. But that's just a support. The pier right there, that one and one behind the center is just support piers. But the only one that's rebarred in is the back one. But that's definitely gonna get bolted in. But I still have to get them bolted in because they don't know that we popped those. And speaking of that, the Quikrete I've got left, I've got to get around the edge of the pier on the bottom and get that gap gone so it doesn't look like I popped it. They can't see that. We'll get the Quikrete around that. So I've got to go get a little hand trowel or something. Hate to have to do that just for that, but I've got to do that. So get me a little hand trowel and scoop a little bit of that Quikrete around the edges and get a little water on it and get that to set. And while it's on my mind, but I will do that after I get these working on these straps and see what I can accomplish with that, because that's tight fit up under the house and it's a challenge. So let's see what we can do here, folks. Get these steps done. That went easier than I thought, thank God. Clancy asked me, he said, you think you're going to have required to have a railing? I said, I don't know. I guess I'll find out at the 4-way inspection if he goes up steps and says they need a railing. I don't think I need one, but guess we'll see. It's part of this process, folks. We're learning, man, figuring it all out. I don't know what code is on that. On that small of a porch, I wouldn't think, but hey, what you gonna do? So let's get on it. Well, my friends, we have steps. Look at that. Concrete's still a little wet on this pavers, but we got steps on the house. Who knew I could do that? Got it done. Love it. All right, here's angles of this bolt, this strap that's bent. And it's folded in. You see it folded over, and it's under that floor joist right there. Let's see here. You get right there, you can see the angle of how that thing is bent down, and it's caught up under that floor joist. But the problem is I can't get it bent up and out. I've pulled coming towards me this side, and I can't do it. Cannot. And it's a tight spot here where we're at, but you can see it's caught right up under the wood there, folded over towards the band joist. That's the outside. Well, folks, we've managed to get some stuff done today. I got my steps done, and man, they're looking good. Look at that. They're as sturdy as the house. We got that done. I managed to get a few more straps done. I've got 4 more. Let's see, I've got the center one. If I can get the 2x4s cut out of there, I can fold that thing up and get it bent. This one here, I can go ahead and get done, and then I'm down to 2. And those 2 are gonna be the hardest ones. I may have to get some help. That one right there is folded, and the other one is it's so short that I can't push it up. I don't know what to do. So somebody with some strength to help me get that thing up and we get a hole drilled. So one way or the other, we're gonna figure it out. I'll get somebody to do that. So, but anyway, next step on this, of course, I'm gonna be out here tomorrow working on those straps and cutting the grass a little bit tomorrow afternoon, and they're supposed to be bringing my shower. So I think this week sometime the electricians will be coming in, so I can get the plumber to finish up the rough out, get him to get the water for the fridge, do the refrigerator, do the shower rough out and the valve, and then the electrician comes in. Once I get these straps and I get some framing in the corners and what I need to do on the top ceiling for the corners for drywall and stuff, I think we'll be good for a 4-way inspection. So hopefully. Man, I tell you, spend the extra money to get a concrete slab. Problem is with these, when you build and put them on concrete slab, it's going to be harder to plumb. But I have gotten results with these straps. I've got one strap. Excuse me. One strap that's giving me hell. I've got them all, the rest of them done. Thank God. And it's supposed to rain tomorrow. I'm getting this stuff just in time. So I want to get this done, and I'm going to go in the house and do some stuff. So I'll get the electrician here this week. We'll be in good shape. So let me show you how tight this was. That's that PA strap. I had to notch out a little bit of that wood. I need to get all that sawdust and those chippings out of there so the building inspector doesn't know I was chipping away at it. But he's got to know that, excuse me, he has to know that builders do that sometimes to have to get around things. So it's not hurting the whole integrity of the board. So one more, the one that's folded down. I might have to get somebody in here to come help me get that thing out. I don't know what to do, so we shall see. What's going on, folks? Just kind of an update here. It rained last night and all today. But I'll tell you what, the water under the house was not that bad. It really wasn't. Up under the porch here, obviously it ran down. That's where I know I got to get that Quikrete up under there. But I've also got to build a lip to keep that water from coming in. If it runs down the porch, that's not my problem. There's some on the edges, but it didn't run all the way up under my house around the backside. So that is good. That's a plus. It's an improvement. It's just got to get all this for the mud. Just met with the electrician, and it's a little bit more cost than what he quoted me, but I got to get it done. But seems like he's going to do a great job. We got everything mapped out, how I want it, how I need it. Got a couple of challenges. I'm going to have to get with the plumber. That vent pipe is coming inward too much. It's not flush with inside the wall. We got to get that fixed. I got to get a dryer vent down here done. But the bathroom fan here, it's going up. It's got to be tubed across. And I've got to somehow get up and cut a hole up there. Where's my hand? Up in there. Right there. And I've got that vent fan going outside. He's like, you want it to go outside, you want that steam and all that, you want that to vent. I'm like, okay, we'll get it. That's just a pretty tall ladder back there that I don't have. We'll figure that out. We'll have to find one. So one thing at a time, folks, we'll get it done. Challenges after challenges, but we will get it done. Houses have vents. That's just what it requires. We will get it done. Anyway, I will check back with you when I get something substantial done the next time. I know by now you've already seen the video where I got my steps done, and we got the plumbing rough. He's got to finish the rough with the pan. I know yesterday Lowe's dropped the ball on me with saying they were going to deliver. It was like 8:30 window. He calls it 8. It's going to be a few hours. Listen, if you're going to be here at 11:30, I'll wait on you. I have stuff I can do here. But he just calls me at 11 o'clock, says there's no way I can make it. So pan didn't show up. I hate when people do that. I was like, man, come on. But it is what it is. I get it. It was like midnight before you would have gotten here, and it ain't the end of the world. We'll get it done. So listen, I appreciate you guys for watching, and we'll check back on the next go around. Be cool.